Hi, I'm Anita of My Duke and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having the most fabulous day. Well, I am telling you, I went on Harry and Meghan's website today, and you would not believe what I saw there. I saw a post that literally said, fact checking Meta. And the reason why I think that this is incredible and, in a way, is putting truth to power is that Meghan and Harry are not holding back in letting Mark Zuckerberg know how they feel. The other day, Mark Zuckerberg came out with a video saying that he is no longer going to censor people on his platform. Instead, he's going to use something like what X is using. So they're no longer going to have fact checking. Instead, it's going to be a community post. So if you post something that is deceptive or something that is untrue, you people in the community can point out or provide evidence that it is incorrect, and they would put a note on the post. So that's what he said he wants to do. And Harry and Meghan said, what? Let us just analyze exactly what you just said, Mark. Okay, so let us go ahead. And by the way, you can see it's the office of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It could be in the middle here, but I'm putting it on the side here because I want to put my image up here while I'm reading this article. And I went ahead and I have colored it because to me, with the light and all of that, I've had a full day of reading already, starting from what it was at 4:30 in the morning to now. So I have to protect my eyes because this ain't no spring chicken eyes. These are old eyes. Okay. So, anyways, I've changed the color to sort of like pop the white out and not have so much brightness in the text. Okay, so fact checking Meta, January 2025. That's from the Sussex website, sussex.com. So let's read it together, and then I will stop and sort of like elaborate on some of the talking points in here. So it says it doesn't matter whether your views are left, right, or somewhere in between. The latest news from Meta about changes to their policies directly undermines free speech. So if Zuckerberg thought that he was helping, eh, you're not Zuckerberg, you're hurting. Okay, you're undermining free speech. Okay, and we'll see what they mean as we go down. So, this should deeply concern us all. Okay, so contrary to the company's talking points, allowing more abuse and normalizing hate speech serves to silence speech and expression, not foster it. Hello. Remember I told you what Megan has to do? She has to turn off her comments on Instagram because she will be attacked with anything that she posts. And this is not new. Anything that anybody posts about Megan, the Megan's critics and her haters and the derangers and the British press, they all go there and they try to vilify and bully Megan on those platforms underneath these posts. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. So, in an already confusing and, in many instances, intentionally disruptive information environment, Meta has shown their words and commitments have very little meaning or integrity. Okay, as they announce these changes, undoubtedly responding to political wins. Yes, based on, we all know, we've seen the election, we see that Donald Trump is a proponent of free speech, or what they call free speech, and the the Democratic Party wants to curtail what people call free speech, which is actually abuse, verbally abusing people, and people saying anything that they want to say without any accountability. So the left is saying this needs to be censored. People are saying whatever they want, doing whatever they want on social media, and it's going unchecked. Whereas the very right is saying, no, 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 no. We can say what we want. We can verbally abuse people. We can do whatever we want on social media, and we should not be held to any account. Okay? So, what Meta is doing, remember, he went down to kiss the ring of Donald Trump. He went to bend to Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. Okay. So, Meghan and Harry here is pointing out that it seems like these changes are responding to political winds. Wherever the wind blow, that's where Mark Zuckerberg seems to be going. That's where he blows too. Okay. So, they once again abandon public safety in favor of profit, chaos, and control. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's what, if you go on X right now, it is chaos. There is no decorum there. And the thing about it is that a lot of the advertisers, since there's a mass of people there, the advertisers are flocking to those platforms, okay? And they're making a lot of money, okay? So it seems like Mark is looking at Elon. Elon is the richest man in the world. It seems like X is thriving and he wants piece of the action. Remember when he created Threads? And then Threads literally fall flat on its face. People are using it, but it doesn't have the kind of clout that X has. Okay. So he wants a piece of the action. He wants to reign king of social media. Anyways, let us continue with what Harry and Meghan are saying here in this writing. Say, the company's decision to roll back protections is so far away from its stated values and commitments to its users, including the parents and families calling for change around the globe. That is not that it's now deeply deceptive. So what we're seeing now, they're saying um, that it's now deeply deceptive. Okay, kind of roll that. Millions of people are using Meta's platforms in the United States. Hundreds of millions more are using it globally. So, which means that it has a far reach and it has a serious impact, not only on people here in the United States, but globally. Okay. So, when you relax on those guardrails, as Megan would call them, what you're doing, you're opening up a floodgate. Okay, that's what you're literally doing. You're not only affecting people here, but you're affecting people globally. Okay, many use the platform to spread joy, build community, and share empowering. That word is hard for me to say. Information. Okay, empowering, yeah, empower in information. Always had a hard time saying that word. Okay, so definitely same thing that Megan said. The whole idea that why she came back on Instagram is to spread joy, build community, and share information. Okay, but as I said, social media has its pros and it has its cons, right? So we're seeing here that you can share information, you could build community, you could share joy with the beautiful things that is happening in your life. You could share all of those things, but at the same time, there's a dark side to it. Okay. So unfortunately, Meta's recent decisions um, to di- to go directly against its stated mission to build human connection and instead prioritize those using the platforms to spread hate, lies, and division at the expense of everyone else. Okay, so that's where I said there's no checks and balances. You just do whatever you want, say whatever you want, whether you are hurting other people, whether those people that you're hurting takes it to a point where they they off their lives, they don't want to say those things, they hurt themselves or they hurt others. Okay, so that's the climate that we're living in right now. Let's continue with the write up from Archwell. So, given the profound global impact Meta's decision have on the world, of which many are still recovering from or actively suffering from, the politics of one country should never determine whether freedom of expression and civil and human rights are protected in the online spaces so clearly shaping or destroying democracy. So, whatever that is going on here politically, however this country is going, it should not be widespread. You should not paint a brush over everything because one area is saying this is what we want, and decide that okay, so we're just going to extend this to everybody else. And remember, in the top of the write up, it said there that hundreds of millions of people are using um, Meta's platforms globally. Okay, so it's not just an American product, it's a global product. Okay, and they have to take into account the fact that globally this is used, and it's important that however it is used, that it is used in a responsible way. Okay, so it says here online spaces must be designed with public safety and well-being at their core, resilience against political pressures and lapses in corporate leadership. This latest move from Meta is an example of a social media company fully aware of their power to shape public discourse. Of course, they know, disregarding any responsibility to ensure that the power is not abused and instead allowing either ego or profit, likely both, to guide decisions that affect billions. Look at that. Harry and Meghan speaking truth to power. So it's two things, right? It's either they're doing that because they want to make money, or somebody wants to stroke their ego. Somebody wants to say, well, Elon, I'm going to checkmate you. You think you're the reigning king of social media? I'm going to show you. So, as he said, as the article said there, they talked about, it says here that disregarding any responsibility to ensure that power is not abused and instead allowing either ego or profit, likely both. And it's saying there, likely both of them are involved to guide decisions that affect billions. So you are looking at the bottom line, you're looking at your ego instead of looking at the world at large and how the decisions that you're making is affecting the world at large, billions of people, as opposed to the almighty dollar that you want to make and your ego. That's what they're saying here. We are particularly alarmed by plans to abandon commitments to diversity and equity, coupled with internal policy changes that undermine protections for marginalized communities. Oh, look at that. Everybody wants to give up this whole equity movement. And that's what a lot of companies are doing. Although they were talking the talk, but not really walking the walk. Okay. They were all saying after Judge Floyd that, people of color never got their fair share in the United States, and they committed to make a difference in the workplace and in wherever positions that other people get hired in, um, or even in education as well, or where they get educated at. they were going to make they were going to change that so that everybody can get a fair chance. But actually all of that is going out of the window. Most companies are doing away with that. Seems like Meta is doing away with that too as well. And what they're leaning into is that they're going back to their old ways of practice, and this is helping nobody. Okay, they're going back instead of going forward, they're rolling back the time. Okay, and so it says, yes, these decisions echo what experts, whistleblowers, and families have raised in hearings on online harm, especially regarding children's safety. Platform design dedicated by internal policies directly determines our online experience. So obviously there were hearings on Capitol Hill talking about the dangers of these platforms, and and at some point too there was a whistleblower that talked about how Meta or these social media platforms is designed to get you into a rabbit hole and to take you into some algorithm that you had no intentions of being in, but they know that you will be seeing things like advertisement or whatever it is that is going to bring profit for them. And the whole game about all of this is to keep you there, to keep you anchored, to make you become addicted to the system, to those platforms. So they say here to ignore this is knowingly putting everyone in harm's way and contributing to a global mental health crisis. Okay, I hope they're listening. I hope they're listening because, as Meghan and Harry said, this those platforms are used globally. They're used by millions of people outside of America. And if you continue to bully people on such in it's so extensively, what you're going to have is a global mental health crisis. Because my goodness, how much can people take? Some people are resilient, some people are able to withstand all of the online bullying, but some people are fragile. They're if they're um, if they are abused verbally, emotionally, fat shamed, whatever it is, um, they will react in negative ways. Some people can deal with it, not everybody can deal with it, and their mental health is going to be destroyed. Okay, so let's continue with the um, write up. Meta's changes to its hateful content policies do not protect free expression, but instead foster an environment where abuse and hate speech silence and threaten the voice of whole communities who make up a healthy democracy. Okay, so what they're doing, as I said, Megan has experienced it, the bullying online. Okay, and we've clearly seen what she's had to say about it, and we've seen the parents from the parents network that they organize, what their children have had to endure as a result of these social media platforms. So here they're saying, we urge Meta to reconsider and reinstate policies to protect all users. Hello, Meghan and Harry is telling y'all what to do, okay? So we also call on leaders across industries to uphold their commitments to integrity and public safety in online spaces, and we applaud leaders who refuse to kowtow to bullying, okay? They're not going to bend to that nonsense. In response to these harmful setbacks, we continue to act. We proudly support organizations like the Center for Critical Internet Inquiry, Parents Together, Five Rights Foundation, Accountable Tech, Half the Story, the Marcy Lab School. We saw them at the Marcy Lab School when they came to New York here in Brooklyn, and the Responsible Tech Youth Power Fund, who advocate for accountability and fairness online. Building on this commitment, we are making new contributions to those working to help policymakers better understand platform design impacts and partnering with Screen Sanity to expand their curriculum with a safety by design module for parents navigating the digital age. Bravo, Megan. Yes, because knowledge is power. When you know, you can do better and you can deal with whatever is going on out there. Okay? Having worked in this space for the last 5 years and witnessing the real world devastation these decisions have, we feel there is no justification for why this industry behaves as if they are exempt from the ethical and moral standards everyone else abides by. Okay? There was something I wanted to go back to. Okay. So I want to go back up here a little because I love how it says we applaud the leaders who refuse to kowtow to bullying. Mark Zuckerberg, have you been bullied? Okay. Have you been bullied? Why you had to go down and bend the knee in Mar-a-Lago? Okay. So that's woeful. Harry and Meghan, they're speaking my language. Ooh, they're putting truth to power. And I'm loving it. Okay, so let's read the final paragraph. We at the Archer Foundation remain committed to promoting accountability, safeguarding information integrity, and protecting all communities in the digital age. We hope and expect those enabling Meta's profits like advertisers and shareholders do the same. Okay, to maintain integrity and to protect communities. So, advertisers going to look at Meta and says, we're not going to advertise on your platforms if you are not creating those guardrails to protect people's mental health globally. Now, they might still want to advertise on these platforms because they don't care. At the end of the day, it's the bottom line. But at the same time, the public has the power. The public can stop buying their products and decide, right, which company they want to support. Now, one thing I know, companies are in the business for profit. It is greed. It is making the most money as possible, pocketing as much money as possible. So when people stop buying their products, maybe, just maybe, they might have a change of heart and say, well, we're going to boycott um, Meta. But this boycotting has to start with the public. And once the companies that advertise on these sites sees that, then change will come for sure. So Harry and Meghan were very explicit. They were very clear in what they're saying here. So I applaud them for that. I applaud their bravery. Okay? Fact checking Meta. Oh, you must love Harry and Meghan. I'm so happy Harry and Meghan are no longer in the royal family. That could never be said if they were still in that royal family. They are putting truth to power, they're speaking their mind, and they don't care who you are. They're not going to kowtow to you. Okay? They're going to stand their ground. Hooray, Harry and Meghan. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. See you on the next episode. Love each and every one of you guys. Bye.